Welcome back to TheologyPodcast. In our last episode, heaven burned with pride. But today, we turn our gaze to earth. The Bible records angels long before people had kingdoms or languages. In Genesis 3:24, after humanity's fall, an angel stood guard at Eden's gate with a flaming sword, not to punish humanity, but to prevent a tragedy greater than exile. Many misunderstand this moment. But pause and think with me. If Adam and Eve had eaten from the tree of life after they fell, they would have been trapped forever in a broken, dying condition. So the angel was not guarding Eden from humans. He was guarding humanity from eternal ruin. That was the first act of angelic protection. A guardian, not a warrior. Later, when Hagar fled into the desert with her son, an angel found her beside an empty water skin and sand hot enough to burn the air. He didn't appear with fire, not with wings, not with a sword. He came with a message no human had offered her. Do not be afraid. Sometimes protection doesn't look like a shield. Sometimes it looks like words said at the right moment. Let me ask you, has a sentence, just one, ever changed your entire path? A teacher, a parent, a stranger? Something small, but somehow powerful. I often wonder if God speaks more quietly than we expect, and if angels sometimes communicate through people we never notice again. Elijah, exhausted and broken, lay under a broom tree wishing for death. But instead of judgment, an angel touched him and said, "Get up and eat." Then again, "Get up and eat, for the journey is too much for you." This is one of my favorite scenes in the entire Bible. Not because of the miracle, but because of the gentleness. A prophet at the edge of collapse, and God sends an angel to cook him bread. Let me give you my personal reflection here. I think this is one of the most beautiful theological truths in Scripture, that sometimes God's protection is not dramatic, not glowing, not supernatural, but simply care for a tired body and a burned-out spirit. Do you relate to Elijah? Have you ever felt like the journey is too much? Maybe that's when angels are closest. When Jesus was tempted in the wilderness, Matthew writes, "And angels came and ministered to him." And later, in Gethsemane, at the darkest moment before the cross, Luke says, "An angel appeared to him from heaven and strengthened him." Let's pause. Think deeper. If Jesus, the Son of God, the one who commands angels, needed strengthening, what does that say about God's view of human weakness? I think it means this. God never intended humans to survive life alone. Not emotionally, not spiritually, not physically. And angels reveal that truth. Now we reach the question many listeners are waiting for. The clearest verse comes from Jesus himself in Matthew 18:10. "Their angels in heaven always see the face of my Father." Jesus speaks of children, but throughout Jewish tradition and early church writings, this verse was understood more broadly. Humans have angels assigned to watch over them. Psalm 91 says, "He will command his angels concerning you, to guard you in all your ways." Hebrews 1:14 says, angels are ministering spirits sent to serve those who will inherit salvation. Not serve God, not serve creation, but serve humans. This is radical theology. It suggests that in God's cosmic hierarchy, angels, ancient, powerful, celestial beings, are given the humble task of helping fragile, struggling humans. Why? Because love is woven into the foundations of creation. Throughout history, believers have told stories of strange interventions. A push that saved them from a fall. A voice that warned them at the last second. A dream that prevented disaster. I can't verify those stories, but I can tell you this. The idea that God uses his angels to guard the vulnerable is completely consistent with biblical theology. Now let me ask you personally, have you ever experienced something that felt like protection? Something you couldn't explain? When I reflect on my own near misses, moments that statistically should have ended differently, I sometimes wonder, was that coincidence or kindness? A common question. If I have a guardian angel, why do bad things still happen? The Bible suggests several answers. Angels protect, but they do not override free will. If humans choose violence, greed, or hate, angels do not erase consequences. Angels obey God's commands, not human desires. They see a bigger picture than we do. Sometimes protection means survival, not avoidance. Many biblical figures endured danger, yet were carried through it. Let me share my reflection again. I don't think angels exist to make life easy. I think they exist to keep us from destruction, not discomfort. There is a difference. If guardian angels are real, they tell us something profound. God delegates care. He doesn't watch from a distance. He sends help. He shares responsibility. He surrounds us with unseen allies. And even if you never feel an angel's presence, their purpose is not to be seen. Their purpose is to guard. So, are guardian angels real? The scriptures seem to whisper the same answer again and again. Yes. Maybe not in the way movies show them, not with feathers or halos, not in visible light or audible voices, but real in the moments when you are saved from danger, from despair, from yourself. Real in the strength that returns when you least expect it. Real in the protection you never saw but survived anyway. And now I ask you, do you believe you've ever been protected by something or someone you couldn't see? Let your heart answer that question. Because maybe, just maybe, you were never as alone as you thought.